If you have a young musician at home who lights up when they hear the sound of strings, then listen up. Purdue Fort Wayne's Summer Spring Camp is tuning up for another incredible season. This enriching camp is led by the talented instructors Marcy Trentiacosti and Emelinda Acosta, and they are joining me today to share all about it. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so it's so cool that you both are violinists and that you've been playing music for so long that you get to teach it now and light up kids over the summer. So let's start off by just learning a little bit about your background and history. Let's start with you, Marcy.
Yeah, I started playing flute in 4th grade through my public school program in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And then I switched in 5th grade to violin and played all through high school, was in my high school orchestra. And our orchestra would go to Philadelphia to hear the Philadelphia Orchestra. And that's when I realized I wanted to go into music. The first concert I ever heard down there was just so amazing. And I said, I want to do that.
Wow. You're like, how can I make this a career?
Yes. So then I attended college at IU and continued my studies there. Got into the Fort Wayne Philharmonic as the youngest person in the orchestra at the time.
Wow.
And then had my family, and here I am, and went to do my master's degree somewhere in the middle of that. And so here I am. And
That's awesome.
I decided, Fort Wayne needed to have something string oriented, so I pursued that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're the director of this camp,
Yes.
which is awesome. So, Emelinda, tell me about your background and what made you passionate about music.
So both my parents were musicians, actually. So my mom plays piano and violin, and my dad plays trombone. And from a young age, hearing them teach and play. So around 5 years old, I remember I told my mom, I'm going to be a violinist. And so my entire childhood, I was very focused on violin. She taught me at first. I had other teachers. I started going to concerts all the time, just like Marcy. And when you hear that orchestra for the first time, I remember. It is such an incredible experience that really motivates you to keep going. So then I did my degree at University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and as well as Northwestern University in Chicago. And then I spent about 10 years in Chicago. And I moved here 2 years ago. I won a position here in the Fort Wayne Philharmonic. I met my husband here, who also plays violin.
That was quick.
Yes. And then Marcy very graciously asked me to join her with her string camp, and I love her vision of bringing strings to Fort Wayne. And I'm very grateful to be here and helping her and assisting her with running the camp.
Yes, got your assistant director here. I love this, and I love that you had a vision for bringing strings and making them more accessible, because I think about when I was in school and I was playing an instrument, strings wasn't available. I had to play the baritone. So I played the baritone for years, but I so badly wanted to do. And so I look at my niece, Sanaya, who played a violin all throughout high school, and she's so good at it. And so I feel that when the opportunity presents itself, that kids really do gravitate towards it. And so let's talk about this camp and how you're providing the resources here. So what's an overview of it?
Okay, so the camp meets from 9 till 3. And within that time frame, we do a lot of different things. We have an orchestra rehearsal where we learn 2 or 3 orchestral pieces. And then we break up into instrument classes like violin class, viola class, cello, whatever instruments we get. Hopefully we get cellos and basses. It's always different every year. So if we don't have a bass, it would just be a cello class. So those those classes are geared more towards the literature that is specific for those instruments. And then we have sectionals where we work with the kids to learn the music, because we only have 5 days. And then we also have chamber music where students are put into little string groups, like a string quartet or a string trio. whatever our numbers are, we try and divide them up so everyone has a chance to sit in a chamber group and they get coachings with the teachers. And then at the end of the day, we have time for some fun.
Yeah.
We'll do different kind of musical games, such as a musical scavenger hunt to end the day. And we try and do things where it's all music oriented. So music bingo, something like that. One year we did Music Jeopardy. That was a lot of fun. So we try and do different things that will allow the kids to work a little bit, collaborate, have leadership, but then have fun before they go home.
So are these students, do they need to have their own instrument, or do you provide samples for them to be able to use?
They do need to bring their own instrument. That's very important that they have one. And if for some reason a student doesn't, I think if they contact us, we can usually work that out, either with their school that they're at, or sometimes our Fort Wayne Philharmonic friends, they also rent instruments for students, which is another great opportunity for young kids. There's always a way to get an instrument in their hands.
Yes. So, Emelinda, tell me about some of the skills that the students learn through this class. I mean, they're getting to learn from professionals. So what's that experience like?
Yeah, they're going to build on their musicianship through, Marcy mentioned already, leadership and teamwork. Music actually is very challenging. What we do is very challenging.
Yes.
Not just playing the instrument, right? But then in an ensemble setting, you're playing with others and you're learning how to do that. And so it really hones your listening skills. It really hones your skills playing the instrument in a way that you can play with others, and then as well as express yourself through music. And often I find that young students really enjoy that. Playing alone is one thing. Playing with your buddy next to you and having some fun and playing together is another great asset.
I love that. Like, I love when I watch like a live quartet play and just looking at just how they flow off of each other. And then when I watch the ensemble of an orchestra, I just find it so fascinating. It's almost like an army. It's like you're there and all together, you all pick up the instrument at the same time, and there's so much happening. You have your, the conductor, that you have to focus on. You're reading your music, you're doing your instrument. You got to balance a lot.
There's a lot of moving parts, but it's a nonverbal communication skill that you get to express your feelings and your thoughts through music.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's unique.
It is very unique. And this class takes place, so the string camp and the chamber music camp, those are 2 different weeks.
2 separate weeks, yes. One's at the end of June, and the other one is in July.
And parents should start registering now, right?
Yes.
Is there a fee involved?
We do have a fee, and we do have a class limit.
Okay.
So our limit for the string camp in June is 30 students. I believe we are over halfway there.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
Get in on it as quickly as you can. And there are many openings for our chamber camp in July.
Okay. So let's talk about that for a second when it comes to the age range. So the spring chamber is for the spring camp is for all ages, but the chamber is specifically for high school?
For high school students. Now, if we have an advanced 8th grader, a younger student who is quite advanced, we will look at that and for sure they can be part of it.
Yeah.
I think for the chamber program in July, it really is going to depend on their level of playing and their maturity.
Okay.
Because we don't want to put too many, we don't want to get too many young children in there. It's better for them to come to the June camp.
Right.
Because that's a wider age range for them.
Perfect. And so does the camps culminate to a performance, like a summer show?
Yes. So at the end of the week, Friday afternoon is our program that we give in Reinhardt Recital Hall at 1 o'clock. And that is a culmination of everything we've done.
Wow.
So the kids get quite nervous for that.
Yeah, because the Reinhardt, the Phil has played in the Reinhardt.
Yeah, and you know, it's I try to keep it as comfortable and of a relaxed performance.
Yeah.
Children are so brave.
Yeah.
And they get really nervous because they really care about their presentation.
Yeah.
But I try to tell students we all get a little nervous for things we do. And we do need to give students opportunities how to deal with those nerves because children care about how they play and how they perform.
Right.
And it's just another opportunity. There's no such thing as failure at our camp.
Yeah.
We're here to learn and do the best job that we can as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I think our students, once they have that experience and getting past those nerves and they can see what it's like to perform, one thing I love about these camps is that we're giving these young musicians a way to give back to their community, right? Because music is for others. It's for our community. It's for our audience. And that's kind of the big takeaway, right, for them.
Yeah,
right.
Because you're putting on that entertainment, that escape that people come to listen and to enjoy, but they're learning it at a young age to prepare themselves. And also, I love that you both demonstrate that this is a profession.
yes.
You can turn this into a career. Well, that's great. Well, thank
So-
you both so much for your hope and inspiration
Thank
and the work
you.
that you're doing this summer.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
And if you would like more information about the Purdue Fort Wayne's Spring Camp and Chamber Music Camp, we'll have that information listed below on their website. Save the dates. The spring camp will be June 23rd through 27th, and the summer chamber music will be July 14th through 18th. Register now before they fill up, and I look forward to seeing you after the break.